So if we look at this motion in the glove, when I throw this punch out, and I'm just coming out, as I'm throwing the shot out, the little bones are exposed, and I'll show you what I mean. So without the gloves, as I throw this shot out, you can see how all the way through the motion until I just come down to land, these smaller knuckles are in the front of the movement. So as I go to throw from there, and I come in and I'm landing on the outside there of the middle knuckle, and that's a normal standard boxing punch. That's how you punch in boxing gloves, basically. So what happens is, if I throw a punch like this, and it's same horizontal, if I'm coming in like this, and somebody moves in with their head, or they throw a punch, or they duck down, and they put their head down, then before I get to the end of the punch and finish it on the stronger middle knuckle, I end up hitting with the lower knuckles. So you think, if my range is here, and I'm coming out and I'm landing fully extended here, then if I'm a little bit closer here now, then as I go to throw that shot, just there, just that little drop there, you can see how the little knuckle is very, very exposed as I'm coming in. And it's the same horizontally. If I throw it horizontally and I'm coming out like this, you can see again how this little knuckle is exposed until I line up the middle knuckle. But you're still not fully completing the kinetic chain. The difference with the kinetic punch, now if I throw a kinetic punch from here, then as soon as I throw the punch, then I'm lining up the inside of the middle knuckle. So even here, it's lined up. I'm not putting these in jeopardy or risking a boxer's fracture. Well, a lot less chance of it. What I'm doing is, as I throw the punch, I line up these knuckles, top two bones here, and they're 3 times stronger long ways than they are on the side. So as soon as I throw the punch, I'm lined up, and as soon as the elbow comes up behind it, I'm lined up. So even sort of as soon as I go to throw the punch there, my knuckles aren't exposed at a risk, because I'm coming in at the trajectory to follow this part of the knuckle. My elbow will follow that, and it won't leave these exposed coming out, because these will hit first, the front knuckles. So rather than coming out like that, I'm driving straight in on the two there. Now, if you think about with a hook, I see a lot of people having issues with this. When you're throwing hooks and you're keeping your elbows low, now it can feel very natural to whip the elbow in like you're throwing a stone. It feels powerful, but again, you're risking, it's not as powerful as lining your knuckles up, and you're also risking the lower knuckles. So if you think, if I throw a hook here and my elbow's low, then as I hit through there, and I'm landing there on the outside, there, as I come in, or even just before I land and dig the knuckle in, you can see how the little knuckle is flying in first. It's right at the front until I drop it in. And if I keep my elbow down all the way, then I'm literally hitting with my lower two knuckles are taking all the force. So the higher I bring the knuckle up on the hook, the less it puts pressure on the lower knuckles. So but even here now, if I punch now there, that is still what I'd consider a standard boxing punch. There is kinetic. There I'd still slide off this way because of the slope on the 3 fingers here. But when I'm lined up, I get that little bit extra that digs in. And like I say, with the straight shot, it's 40% more power by hitting with that part of the knuckle and lining it up. But it's just the fact that it significantly reduces the risk of breaking your knuckles. So, if I put the boxing glove back on, Now you can see here that for me to be in a kinetic position, I can't actually get onto it. I'd hit my thumb first in the boxing glove, because it's impossible. With a fixed thumb position, I cannot tuck my thumb round and land with the kinetic part of the knuckle. So every time I throw a hook, even if I'm lined up sort of horizontal there, it's still an outside knuckle hook, and you don't get that drive and the extra 40% power, 30% with a hook, sorry. You don't get the extra 30% power that you would with a kinetic, but you're not, again, you're not risking the lower knuckles. So you'll see a lot where people, when it kicks off, people are just swing in, but they're coming in with the lower knuckles down. Bring the knuckles up, bring the elbows up higher, and you'll get more direct power into the target, and you'll get less chance of catching your lower knuckles and breaking them.